it's good. At least look at people that have been doing it and just like approach them and say, I want to do this. What do you think I should do? I believe for someone like me, I've gone through a lot in terms of like failing. If I failed at something for like 10 times and I got to the 11th time, if you come to me for mentorship, you wouldn't have to go through those 10 failures. You know, that failure journey, you would get it like one time, because I would just tell you, don't waste your time on these other 10 things. Just go this way and you will get it right.
Insisting on your standards. I feel like for a long time, I'd always, like, if we have interaction with you, maybe as a supplier or an employee, I sometimes find myself reducing on my expectations or my standards, because I feel like, okay, maybe I'm being a bit too much. But I think if I'd go back to January, I would really insist on my standards, and someone who's not willing or comfortable to comply, unfortunately, we're not compatible. And so I have to find someone else who is. Because I feel like this year I have encountered people who are excellent, who are willing to meet my standards.
Saseni Mkofiti, welcome back for Celeste Reflection. We are still on the mini series where we are hosting founders, entrepreneurs, business people from all different fields. Doesn't matter whether it's real estate, as you've seen, or hair. We are exploring as much as we can so that we get to review 2025 in matters business. Yako imekuwa aje? Yangu imekuwa hivi. You know, we are like, what can I say? I don't want us to say we are trauma bonding, because that is not the thing. But we want just to hear and learn and hear the achievements, the challenges, the frustrations, the lessons, so that before we get into 2026, we have some nuggets to move in with, okay? And today, guys, Yani, thank you so much, guys, for even recommending the people that you've been telling me to host. I'm reaching to some of them. Kuna wenye wako busy. There are those who are available. There are those who are trying to catch up with the year. Like, before the year ends, I have to do this and this. So you understand if someone is not available. But I have these two amazing human beings on set. Mmoja asikii Kiswahili, so we have to try our best tuongee Kizungu. Then, Rhotimmi, karibu sana.
Asante.
Thank you. At least he knows Asante. So I want you to introduce yourself, then tell us about your brand or your business. Maybe in just one sentence.
All right. My name is Rhotimmi. I'm an online fitness coach and the founder of Fitbeat Wellness.
Yeah, marathon, fitness.
Yeah, Snapchat ambassador.
Good.
Yeah.
You're doing such a good thing.
Thank you.
Like, you're doing
Thank you
such
so
a
much.
good thing.
Thank you so much.
Then we have this lovely lady. Skin glowing, hair looking nice, color popping. Yvonne, please introduce yourself.
I always struggle with this question. My name is Yvonne Kanyi. I am a baby girl, first and foremost.
Okay.
Forced to be a founder, entrepreneur. I have two businesses. One is called Sage Skin Clinic and Beauty Square KE, where we help you achieve the skin of your dreams. I am also a mom.
Ooh. And the other baby?
Which other baby?
You have two businesses.
Yeah.
One is skincare.
Sage and Beauty Square.
Oh, you've said the two?
Yeah.
Or I only had Sage?
Yes.
Wow. So, guys, you've seen I have such a nice duo on set. One is fitness, dressed like a fitness coach, clearly.
Yeah, come on.
Representing the brand on 100. Then the other one is skincare. You can see the skin. So I love you. You guys already in brand. Like, already in brand. I can see your skin is looking nice. Of course, I didn't say if it wasn't looking nice, I wouldn't believe your business. But I love that. You see, we already seeing what you preach.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear you guys describe 2025 in a sentence, how it has been, matters business. Yes, maybe one word or one sentence.
Eye-opening.
Yeah. Wow.
Like revealing.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Very many possibilities.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that. Kanyi?
We started off a bit scary and rocky, but also ending in an interesting way. Yeah, interesting, good. Yeah.
What is that one, like, the one thing that you've learned in the year so far? We are in the 12th month of 2025.
I think throughout the whole year, what I've learned is everything that's coming your way, you'll figure it out. Like, in as much as it might feel really insurmountable in the moment, I have a friend who always says everything is figure outable. So even if now it feels like, oh my God, the world is ending, it's not. And you'll figure it out. And at some point, you'll realize it was actually for some benefit. Yeah.
You're saying it so calmly, like you're saying it, everything that will come out, you'll figure it out. Like, easier said than done.
Yeah.
That's the truth, right? I think it's because you've been there, seen it all, done it, so you can, as much as it will come, you won't tell yourself that moment that everything.
No, I do. That's the only way you stay sane. Because how do you stay sane? Yeah.
So I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I just like remind yourself the morning, we'll figure it out. Yeah.
And we keep going. Easier said than done, Kanyi. Celestine, we'll figure it out. Then I go back to crying. Then I stop crying, then we'll figure it out. So how are you figuring out if at all I'm still crying?
I think for me, it's easier to focus on that than the magnitude of the problem. And then now so that you can at least do, okay, what can I do today? Like to get us moving. And then eventually you'll realize it, by the way, it has figured itself out.
So it's figuring, it's saying and acting.
Yeah.
It is saying it and doing it. Okay. Rhotimmi, what is that one lesson?
I'll say fail faster.
What?
Fail faster.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I mean, in the industry that I am and with what we're building, there's no template, right? It's a new thing. And the faster we fail, the better we know what works and what doesn't. So the more we execute on many things, on many projects, on many things that we want to do, the better we become. And we'll be like the leaders in the industry. But we get to experience, we get to get knowledge from the things that we execute, not the things that we're thinking about. So if we can do it, if we fail, then it's okay.
We learn.
Let's do something else. Let's fail even better. So if we can fail like 5 times, the
Better.
faster we fail, the faster we
better.
get the right thing to do, the things that work. So this year is more about executing. Like whenever I have an idea, I'm executing. Like 3 days, 5 days, I'm doing it, because I feel like if God has given me the idea, there's a way, there's a purpose for it. I can't put it here. I need to execute. So I believe in direction, and when it comes around, as long as it aligns with the vision of the brand that we're trying to build and it's making impact, then there's no two way about it. We have to do it. If we fail, we move. Yeah.
The faster we fail, the faster we
faster
wake
we
up
get
and
it.
move.
Yeah.
What is that unexpected thing that has happened to you in this year?
Unexpected, I lost my dad.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
In business wise? Sorry. Now
It's
in
okay,
your
it's
business.
okay, it's okay. In business,
I know that also contributed maybe something,
in
but
business, understanding that my vision is not my employee's vision. We get to always think about, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do. But the people that are working with you, are they sold on the dream also? Do they understand why you're going through all this without necessarily any monetary gain as at that time, but you're putting so much energy into it? Do they understand the vision?
unfortunately they don't.
So many of them don't. So you still need to do whatever you need to do to keep them doing what you have to do, what they have to do for the vision to move forward. Expecting that they have the same fire that you're born with is something that I had to learn along the way, and that was unexpected,
Yeah.
But again, it's a lesson that we had to learn along the way.
I love that because the vision is in you, Rhotimmi.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just here for the money, which
Exactly,
is the truth.
exactly,
Which
exactly.
is the truth. The moment you can't pay me,
Boom.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we can't blame these people.
Yeah.
I think I realized that when, I think a year ago, you're like, wait, these people are not even supporting what I dream.
Exactly.
They're
But it's
here
not
because
their
they are
vision.
paying their bills, and so the moment you can't pay me, someone else pays me better. You and your vision,
Just
I love
visualize.
that. Yeah. We don't care.
Yeah.
How about you, Kanyi?
I think the most unexpected in a not so great way is Sage opened this year actually.
Yeah.
The original plan was to open in January. Like I think second week of January, we ended up opening 29th of March. We had taken the lease in October, so imagine I paid 6 months rent out of my pocket. So yeah, that was something I didn't expect because I was like, okay, the business will start generating income, it'll start paying its own bill. And by the time we were opening, I think I'd already had like, was it 2 or 3 people? And I couldn't open. So I was like, okay, I have people willing to pay salaries. But then also like these people are here and like we can't do anything. So that was quite something. But eventually we were able to open. Unexpected in a good way is Sage's growth. You know, a new business you expect. Actually, I'd prepared myself mentally for 6 months that I'll maybe have to dip into my pockets to like sustain this business. But like from the first month, it's paying its bills. And I'm like, okay. I didn't expect the support that we got from the Beauty Square community and even from my community. It was quite unexpected in a good way. Yeah.
I love that. So even you dragging the opening, like you were meant to open in January, you had the chance to say, I'm not even opening it this year. But you kept going.
No, I didn't. Rent is accruing.
No,
I
I'm
can't
saying
say that. Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that you were paying rent without even the business being there, you had chances where you were like, you know what, I can choose to hold on fast. There's no single time you felt the need for this thing can even wait. You didn't.
Every time I was paying rent, I was feeling pain.
So it's either I open you or I open
because
you.
at this point I've sunk millions into renovations. Like I don't have, there's no way out. The only way out is to like say, okay, your pesa imekunywa maji na niende nilie. But
we have, okay, so here's my question. We have people who have quitting memories. I'm quitting. You have this idea of quitting when things are tough. Maybe that's not Kanyi, but there are people who are like, wacha tu ikunywe maji na hii kitu iniondoke. Do you have that quitting? Have you ever thought of quitting? It comes
as a passing thought, but actually Beauty Square, I've thought about quitting and even sat down to write a plan of how it will replace my income because I'm closing Beauty Square. But with Sage, it didn't feel like an option because of now how much I'd invested so far, even in terms of time and how, remember that small room at Beauty Square where you came for your facial? Like I'd been telling my clients for a while, we're moving. They knew, so like it didn't feel like there was an option. And then by that point, there's even a friend who'd loaned me money for this. So I was like, no, how am I going to? Yeah, I can't let this pull down. But for Beauty Square, I've definitely gone through the whole path and even decided, okay, we're closing. This is how we're shifting. This is where I'll make money from. Yeah.
But you didn't close.
Thankfully. Yeah.
Rhotimmi, have you ever had that moment for, this fitness thing, they can as well go with their fat. It is not me who is fat. It is them. It is not me who wants to be mentally stable. Because I'm assuming you have frustrations, right? At times you're just like, I'm telling them to meet at 6. Someone show up at 7. Some of them don't even show up. They show up 2 of them. Have you ever felt like I need to just rethink this thing?
Nah.
Not at any point. Nah. Hey, then you guys are good.
I believe
I'm done with the problem. Why do you always think of as a car?
I mean, like when you choose something that aligns with your purpose in life, you feel like you can't be any other thing apart from being that.
Okay.
If you choose anything that doesn't align with your purpose, then it's easy for you to quit. But when something feels right, this is who you are, this is what you've been made to do, then whatever hardship comes around, you will go through it, you will learn how to overcome it, how to navigate through those hardships. And I also believe for the people that we're serving, the people who have insecurities around what their body looks like or how their life is, they depend on medication to stay alive. These people need us. It's like a pastor. You cannot afford to be tired. It's like a doctor. You are of service to people. You cannot afford to be tired.
The purpose is bigger.
But what we do is try to pour into ourselves first as coaches, as therapists, anyone in the health industry. You need to make sure you're pouring into yourself first. And those are the things that helps, when things get really, really hard, you're scrambling on how to make it out of your day. You're looking at so many other difficulties that are coming around and you're just like trying to navigate. So many times you want to put yourself last so that you can care for other people. But you can't let that be the thing. So always trying to put yourself first, making sure you're good, making sure you're like close to 100%. You know, that would help you to even serve so many people better. Difficulties is a normal thing, it's a usual thing. It's like you're quitting, it's like you're moving from where you are because it rains. It rains everywhere else.
Yeah.
You know, so whichever industry you go, you will still feel that
Difficulties.
in that difficulty. But if you choose something that aligns with your purpose, I don't think you have a choice to quit.
I love your answer because I had a guest a few weeks ago here who gave the same answer. Like,
Oh, yeah?
did you ever feel like quitting? And I was like, no, when your purpose is bigger than you'll just push through. So it's like you guys were together. So
Oh, yeah?
I love
Yeah.
the answer. Yeah. So I know you've also said about Sage opening a new business this year. I'd love to hear a milestone for Fitbeat, if there's any, in 2025.
For Fitbit, I think it will be the Stanchart Marathon
Oh yeah.
sponsorship. So we're the official fitness and wellness partner for Stanchart. What we aim to do is to humanize the marathon. And looking at when we started, it's not even like up to 14 months, you know. We've been able to build credibility on what the vision is and what we're trying to do. And we stand out, like we're different. What we're trying to do is really different. We're trying to remove the no pain, no gain thing from fitness to making everyone feel like it's something I can do, you know. And when we started the conversation, it was more about how can we make the marathon a fun thing to do now, you know? How can we not get just the athletes alone?
And you
How
did.
can we get every single person? And really, in my head, I'm like,
You did it.
this is a no-brainer.
And
you
you
know?
did it, actually.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
We did, like everyone did it.
Yeah.
You know, it's. I look at the marathon as a celebration of movement. You know how Christmas is to Christians? You just want to celebrate it. If you can move every single day, you should be at the marathon.
Yeah, to
It's
celebrate.
like
Yeah.
we are moving for 5 kilometers and they're giving you a marathon. That's so lazy. I don't know, like it's super
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
You understand what I
As
mean?
someone who didn't.
But again, if I ask you why, in your head you feel like marathon is so tasking,
Elite.
right? It's for like the Kipchoges, right? But it's really how it has been delivered for years.
Exactly.
But really, this is a thing that the amateurs and the pros
Yeah.
can all do all together.
Yeah.
In football, you would only see
The
people,
elites.
the elites, the 11 players on the pitch. But marathon, everybody can
Anyone.
share
Yeah.
the stage together at once. So like these are the things that we want to make people understand. Next year you'll be
Next year she'll be
you'll
there.
be there. 5K.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey.
I'm happy
seen.
because there's someone I saw say, guys, kume marathon iko hivi, then next time I'm coming.
Yeah.
Because we've had this perception of near elite.
Yeah.
Like
It's
when you
hard.
go there,
Yeah.
like it's hard. We're just celebrating to be able to walk
Yeah.
or to move our bodies.
And they're giving us a medal.
And having a medal for being able to move your body. Do you know how we take for granted such small things? But imagine going home with a medal. I'm like, even if this year I have nothing to brag about,
Yeah,
I
at
have
least
a
I have a
medal,
medal.
for
Yeah,
walking,
for walking.
for moving my body.
And I can frame it.
Yeah. What is that one memorable moment? Okay, I know you've said the Stanchart, but what is that one memorable lesson for 2025? Wait, let me rephrase this question.
Yeah.
If you are to look back January and December now, what is that one lesson?
Yeah.
Back in January, you wouldn't imagine the you in December with your brand would be able to achieve, or to look back and say, oh my God, I wish the January me.
It's two things. Okay. Oh, ladies first. Okay, let me be a
That's actually
gentleman.
good to say the same thing. It's two things. One, insisting on your standards. I feel like for a long time, I'd always, like if we have interaction with you, maybe as a supplier or an employee, I sometimes find myself reducing on my expectations or my standards because I feel like, okay, maybe I'm being a bit too much. But I think if I'd go back to January, I would really insist on my standards. And someone who's not willing or comfortable to comply, unfortunately, we're not compatible. And so I have to find someone else who is. Because I feel like this year I have encountered people who are excellent, who are willing to meet my standards. And I think something that we need to think about more as founders, especially if you're in the public limelight, when someone interacts with your brand, they don't know it is employee A, B, C, D, or E. They just think it's Yvonne.
Kanyi.
They think it's Celestine.
Yeah.
So I think just being a bit more particular on that and not being apologetic for what my standards are. And the second thing is actually in terms of being more strategic with the company financials, especially from like the tax element. I feel like I'm coming to learn about it now. And given now the recent career directive for e-teams, I think it's now forcing a lot more founders to think about, okay, taxes and things like that. I wish in January I knew all the information I have now in regards to like taxes, how to be more efficient and just maximize my profit from that. Yeah.
Now you're talking from, I love that you're talking from suppliers, then we have service, you have both product and service. Is it the same?
Ooh, no.
Like when you're talking about the businesses,
Yeah.
is it for both on product and service?
I'd say those two rules, yes, applies to both.
Okay,
Although
okay.
running both businesses, I feel like is so different. Your interaction when you're going to buy a product is likely to be shorter and there's less contact. Versus service, it's at least 1 hour.
Gani raisi?
Both have their elements. Products, you can sell 50 products in a day easily, right? But to do 50 facials, how many people do you need to do 50 facials? Very difficult. But then on this side, it's easier to get a bigger basket size. Like, you can make more money from selling products versus selling services, but you make more profit from selling services as opposed to selling products.
I get it, yeah. I get it. Okay. Then there's Rhotimmi, fitness.
Yeah, I'm being a gentleman. It's me. Let you go first.
Now she's done.
So I said two things. One, we will all go through phases of difficulties, but it passes with time. That's like first thing that I've learned. Because when we look at January, we're starting from a place of, okay, yes, we've been able to do the concert. We launched the brand last year. And how do we go from here? We're only able to do August. We started like the community, the movement club in August. So we really don't know how the rest of the year would be, what to do, how to do it. We didn't have like structures in place. So there were little difficulties along the way, which leads to the second thing. We'd always have problems, but I need to be in problem solving mode all the time. And the more problems I solve, the better we become, just like failing faster, right? Looking at where we were in Jan, the concert was without sponsors. It was just like out of pocket. So it was a lot of debt, looking at how we could like work things around in such a way that we were able to overturn things has really been amazing. But to see that things change, where we were in January is not where we are now. We are not where we want to be, but we believe we are moving closer to the goal. And more importantly, we might not be getting the revenue that we wanted, but the impact we're making is absolutely incredible, and that is what we are really focused on. It's like you have a product and this product for sure is gold, right? But through the mining and through, getting the dust off it and making it, like necklaces and things like that, there's so much processes. But as long as we can see results from one phase to the other, we should be happy.
Yeah. Is there any business mistake you've made throughout, in 2025?
I wouldn't say mistake. I would just say struggle. Is getting a system that works. Yeah, getting a system that works. That's why I said fail faster again.
Yeah.
I've not been able to get it, from the company perspective and my personal brand perspective. I'm still doing a lot with my personal brand and the company. So it's like I have like
A lot.
10 things that I'm juggling at the same time. Yeah. At the beginning of the year, I was really adamant on I need to find a system. My word of the year was system. Till now, I haven't found a system that works because, it's more on you being like, you have a standard that is like this. And when you get someone that wants to help you and it's not doing it at the standard that you want, you just be like, nah, let me do this, And I find myself in that same hole again. But I feel like delegation has been something that we are struggling with at the moment. But it's just about finding those people that can do it.
Yeah.
Which 2026 I think would.
For sure.
Yeah.
The word will still
Hopefully.
be system.
Hopefully. Yeah.
We are still carrying that word
Yeah.
to 2026
Yeah, for
until
sure.
we get the system.
For sure.
Kanyi, is there, okay, he said don't call it a mistake, but
Yeah,
is there
a
a business,
lesson.
a lesson?
Hey, do your checks, do your homework first. Because now, like Sage delaying being openings because I didn't do my homework before. You get excited, you see the space, you pay, like, okay, great, we'll start. And then you forget about due diligence. You forget about, I'd say that's my...
So do your homework first. It cost you a lot. It cost you then 3 months and the 3 employees.
And a bit more,
Yeah. And then now we have, there's a person who is starting a business. How old is your business? I know you have said 14 months. Beauty Square?
Beauty Square is 6 years old. Sage is now March to November, like 8 months.
Yeah. So there's someone who is in a startup who is looking up to Kanyi every day, like you're such an inspiration to most of us. And they'd love to learn maybe just two nuggets. Next year, come 2026, I'm going to try do this, what Kanyi said, or Rhotimmi. What would you tell, like, someone who is starting, ama who is afraid to, ama who really who looks up to you? Yeah.
I think one is, a journey of 1,000 steps starts with one. So sometimes we look at, so when I first started doing facials at that back room, just now some context for people, I started doing facials at the back of Beauty Square 2023. And that was after a lot of procrastinating. And I remember being in that space and I would see other people in their nice spas with like many rooms and very aesthetic. And that goal used to seem so insurmountable because I was like, okay, first of all, I'm just a one-man show. We don't make a lot of revenue. So it felt like I don't know that I can achieve this. But doing that every day for a couple of months, then I was able to hire someone and then keep doing that for a few more months and then we're able to open Sage. Sometimes if you focus on like the bigger goal, you get lost in how big it feels. Like when you climb Longonot, you've done Longonot before, right? When you get to the peak and you're walking around, if you make the mistake of looking how much further you have to go, it feels like death, right? But if you literally just keep taking a step, eventually by the you'll finish and you'll go down the mountain. So I would say is that just one small thing every day and just ask yourself, if your bigger goal is maybe to build a global company, let's put like a big thing out there, ask yourself every day, what can I do today? If it is researching, how do I register a company in Uganda? That is something. The next day, how do I do this? Just one small thing every single day is going to have impact. And then the second thing I'm going to say is try and do everything like to the best of your possible ability. I don't think we normalize asking for help enough. We don't normalize looking around to see what is the best possible way I can do this. I think sometimes we get stuck at this is how I can do it, so this is how you do it. But you don't take time to go and look, okay, can I find someone to give me the expert opinion on this? Can I find someone to come and tell me how do I best do this? I'll give an example of like you're opening the startup, right? So you'll decide, okay, let me open a limited liability company. Do you know the implications of that? And why have you chosen that as opposed to a business name or doing an LLP or that simple point? You should maybe consult a lawyer and be like, okay, what are my options? Why should I pick this over this? And so with everything you do, pause first and look and see, okay, am I making the best choice? Who can I ask if this is the best choice? And preferably an expert. Yeah, those would be my 2 pieces.
Information is power.
Yes.
Yeah, so...
And money, literally, it is.
Yes, so please look around because most of us, we go in blindly. And that's why it's costing you after 10 years. I'm like, why did I even open this unlimited company? Like, why was it necessary? Yet for you, you are just rushing to register a liability, like quick, fast. I love that. Rhotimmi, someone who is starting fitness world, I mean, I do sit-ups, I do burpees. I can open up a gym. What do you mean? But you
Experienced.
Man, I'll say make sure it aligns with your purpose first. Make sure it's something you can do if you're not making money. Make sure money is not the driver of your goal, right? Because you might not get it in the first few services that you give to people. And again, seek mentorship. It's good. At least look at people that have been doing it and just like approach them and say, I want to do this. What do you think I should do? I believe for someone like me, I've gone through a lot in terms of like failing. If I failed at something for like 10 times and I got to the 11th time, if you come to me for mentorship, you wouldn't have to go through those 10 failures. You know, that failure journey, you would get it like one time because I would just tell you, don't waste your time on these other 10 things. Just go this way and you will get it right. So if it took me 3 years to get it right, it will take you just like 1 week to get it right. So align with your purpose and seek mentorship for guidance and just like be relentless, tirelessly dedicated to the craft. When others are sleeping, you work. It's you lead from your own capacity. So if you can build a bigger capacity, you'll be able to help even more people. So being relentless in building your capacity would help so much because you don't want to do it for like a year. You don't want to do it for like 2 years. You don't want to be at the top for like just like 1 year or 2 years. You want to be at the top for like 20 years, 30 years. The energy capacity, the stamina, the business stamina, the work ethic stamina would get you to be relevant in that field and be able to do what you're supposed to do, make impact for as long as possible. Yeah.
Is there any mindset that you've had to outgrow over the year? Because you sound,
I'm trying to think.
you know what makes me wonder with him. His business is 14 months, but he sounds of experience like 10 years.
Okay. For context, I've been an online fitness coach and even like a personal trainer for the past 7-8 years. I have a BSc in anatomy.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Because you sound like someone who's been there for over years. You don't sound like someone who is 14 months.
Yeah.
That's
It's
why
just the company. It's just a wellness company that is 14 months. I've been in the field for like ages. You know, I've been working out since like 2009.
Yeah, because when you talk about failing, you don't fear failing. I'm like,
Yeah.
someone 14 months, now it makes sense. Now I understand.
So everything that we've been able to do with the wellness company has been from my experiences being a fitness coach. I've spoken to hundreds, thousands of people even on what the struggle is and how we can get them moving. And I see that most people are not lazy. Most people just have like a different perspective to life. So this is why when I say, okay, yeah, let's meet at 6 and someone is coming in at 6:30, in my mind, I'm like, this is why they need me, right? If they are so good, if they can follow instructions, they don't need me.
That's true.
Right?
If they're
So
perfect.
I need to be able to get into that perspective of, I need to serve you. You need me. You know, so I need to be of service to you rather than being emotional. Like, why would you keep me? But at least there should be consequences around those things also. But it's more about how can I serve you better? How can I help you to be better? You know, so if I say like one mentality that I've really overgrown is not doing it for me, but doing it for others. But while I'm doing it for others, I need to put myself first. So that I can serve them better.
Wow. And you, Kanyi? Or fear, mindset?
Fear.
You've outgrown in 20.
Outgrown.
Feel
Okay. I wouldn't say I fully outgrown it because I feel like sometimes I still have this fear pop up that like everything will fail. Yeah, which is why I think that's also the reason I want to have like 50 streams of income.
That everything will fail.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's why I like to hedge my bets and have like as many streams of income as I can, so that if this one doesn't work, okay, at least I have this
So
one
at least your fear is also propelling you to do a lot.
to do more.
Because if I'm afraid all this will, so I'll do more. Oh, okay. Makes sense. Is it hard for you to convince women to, because now this is me, skincare. Is it hard for you to convince women the importance of taking care of the skin? Like the importance?
I'd say there's
The
two
business.
categories of customers. There are those who come because they have a need. Because you know how your skin looks really affects how you feel as a person, right? If you have acne and you're conscious about it, if maybe your skin is not looking great and you're conscious about it, it's something that will drive you to action. Because every time I meet you, and even now as we're talking, I'm looking at your face, right? Even though people are not as like critical of us as we think they are, that is our first touchpoint with most people. So we are more sensitive about it. So there's a group of customers who will come because that's what they need. So they don't really need to be convinced that they need skincare. Maybe
They
it's
already
that the solution you're offering is going to be of help or of benefit. Then I'd say there's a second category, which is curious. Like they've seen the wave or the trend that, okay, everyone is on skincare. They don't really have a need per se, but they're like, oh, everyone is on skincare. Okay, let me try this thing. Then the other ones who are more like, okay, is this going to work? Is this just a scam? Is this just marketing? Is this... Yeah, I'd say that those are the points.
Yeah, and I love that both of you, your businesses are not like basic needs. It's more of, it's not basic needs. So by the time I'm coming for skincare or I'm joining a fitness club, I might come for the trend. I feel like even you as trend has been, right?
Yeah.
What trend has worked for your business, especially you fitness?
I think it's just step up. The step up trend. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
okay.
Everybody wants to get like thank you. Everybody wants to
For the
lead in
highest
their
steps.
leaderboard, things like that. Yeah. Some people will not do it like Monday to Friday, but when it's Saturday, they'll be like, hey, I have upper hand because I'm joining Fitbeat Movement Club. I'm going to do at least 10K, at least 20K.
So it's working for your business as well.
Yeah.
I love that. Is there now in both the two industry, are there trends that you'd love people to not carry forward in 2026? There are things that you see and you're like, can we please stop?
TikTok skincare. Hey, not that it's
I don't
bad.
even know of it actually. You
Yeah.
see, it's just in your industry that
skincare has become a very popular topic on TikTok, and there's a lot of people saying, "Oh my God, this serum is magical; it'll fix all
like
the problems."
professionals.
A mix, a combination of people who say they're professionals, some professionals, and then also just consumers, regular consumers, just like us. But because of the way they've positioned it, it's like, oh my God, it's a must. But you realize if you get the root of this person's problem, it does not. Hakuna connection.
Hazifanani.
Yeah, it's like fueling your car with orange juice. It can't work. Right? And so I would just say, I keep saying, I wish people would apply the same way before you buy a car. You'll do your research. Well, at least most people, because it's an important purchase. The same thing we would do when it comes to skincare. At least do a simple Google search. Will vitamin C fix my acne? No. Right? Or consult a professional. That way, at least when you're making the purchase, then you know, okay, at least I have done this, having done some steps to double check the information I've gotten. Because you see, so many people spend so much money on products that won't help. But if you look at just the basic ingredients, there's no way they're going to help your issues. And then they become frustrated and they say skincare doesn't work or this doesn't work. But it's simply not buying from a position of being an informed consumer. Yeah.
And yet maybe the person, the TikTok skincare, their skin is just okay.
Yeah.
So you're kuuliza, what do you do? What do you do? You guys have pushed me to show you what I do. Yet my skin is just okay.
Yeah.
Love that. So TikTok skincare, don't carry it. Yvonne is saying 2026, please just research. Like just do a bit of research. As for Rhotimmi, any trend that you want us to leave back in 2026 in matters exercise?
Stop telling me you don't have time.
But we don't.
Ooh.
No, you do. You have time to scroll on TikTok. Stop telling me you don't have time. It doesn't take.
Your
It
entire
takes
day.
1% of your day. 15 minutes. I call it the daily deposit. What are you doing every day to advance your health? If you can answer that every single day. I coach. Most people who I coach are very busy professionals, managing one or two businesses. And they have let their health take a backseat while they are, building their careers. And I'm always talking about, yes, you're building this career, but what health are you going to use to enjoy it when it really becomes a thing? Or are you saying, yes, you start taking care of your health when your business, picks up? But the thing is, who says you can't do both at the same time? It's all about getting a structure that allows you to do what you need to do and what you want to do. And I think with fitness, we've over glamorized, spending so much time maybe doing it at the gym, but it's something that you can do at home. It's just like brushing your teeth. It's just like, getting into the shower. It's just like eating every day. You don't even need any special thing, just like move more, move your body more. If it's just walking around, if it's taking walking breaks, you can. And if you need a structured program, maybe you have some fitness or body goals. It is something that we can structure into 15 minutes of your day every single time. I always say we have 96 15 minutes in a day. So in those 96 15 minutes, I want you to take just 15 minutes and commit it towards your health. It's not about the intensity, it's about consistency. How consistent can you be dropping 15 minutes every single day, Monday to Friday? You get to do whatever you want to do Saturday, Sunday, but Monday to Friday, that gives us around 75 minutes in a week. And that's okay. But many people would just say, I don't have time. That really gets me.
In short, if they wanted to, they would.
You will, yeah.
So clearly, they just don't want.
Yeah. And again, it's more of perspective. Because when you look at movement as a devotion to yourself, God has given you this beautiful body and he says, take care of it. It's like a rich person giving you a Lamborghini and say, take care of it. Would you buy diesel instead of petrol? Would you put water in it? Would you put junks in it? It's just a thing. So once you start looking at your body as a God-given gift, your perspective will change.
That's true.
And you start treating it even better.
How do you take care of your mental well-being in such a tough society and economy? Because now you you see there you've said, don't tell me you don't have time. I'm already seeing frustrations on your face. Like you're frustrated with these people. How don't you have time? You've even come down to we have 96 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean you don't have time? So how do you take care of your mental being?
It's like I said, it's more about building capacity. When you move every day, you eat well and you rest and recover. You hydrate very well. I call them the 4 pillars of life. When you train, you move your body daily, you eat great food, nutritious food, you hydrate very well, you drink water, and you rest and recover. You have recovery techniques, massages, you have sauna, steam to remove toxins. You make them like a weekly protocol. You sleep 6 to 7 hours every single day. Everything will be great. Productivity, functionality, decision making, everything will be great. You would even have more capacity to be able to absorb other people's emotions. You're on the positive spectrum. So whatever negative is coming, you can help people absorb and give back to them, And that is number one thing that I take very, very serious because I have to be better for me to serve people better. So I don't lose those 4 pillars. Yeah.
How about you, Kanyi? I'm assuming someone is coming in for facials and I am fed up. Like, I am fed up with this business. I am tired. So how do you stay sane?
Gym, number 1.
I love that.
Number 2, journaling. I think that's one thing I've done kind of consistently this year and it's helped to keep me sane. So I think 1, being able to go back and read your journal from like maybe 3 months ago and then you see things you're frustrated with then, now they've turned out okay, everything, how things went, but also gratitude. So I always start with like, what am I grateful for? Like 3 things. And it makes you realize we tend to hyperfixate on the negative things. But if you take time to look at a day that you said was a bad day, maybe because you got into an accident, maybe that day you signed a client you'd been dreaming about for so many years, maybe that day you achieved certain revenue targets you never had, maybe you got a CV for a really good potential employee, maybe your child spoke their first words that day, but because of that, like one thing that happened that was of big magnitude, you kind of forget to say thank you for all those other little things. So I think practicing gratitude really helps you kind of stay centered, because you realize in as much as there's maybe so many things going wrong, there are equally so many things going right.
Yeah. Did motherhood affect your business in any way?
Oh my goodness, yes. In
Positive,
okay, don't say negative, but in different ways.
Okay.
I think one, it pushed my drive a lot more, because now, before I used to say, okay, Kukiumana, I'm gonna just go back to my mother's house.
Yeah.
It's just me, right? But now I have school fees, I have somebody's health insurance, I have so many things that this person depends on me for. But then also I would want my son to grow up and see, like, the person I want him to be, I would like to emulate that and the lessons that I'm teaching for him. But I think also the postpartum period was challenging. Yeah, mentally and physically very draining. So I think I was not able to put the same time and effort into my business as I would have from before. So I went from someone who used to go to the office Monday to Saturday, every single week, mostly without fail, to now I have to sit at home for 4, 5 or 6 months, and you have extra demanding things now between breastfeeding and taking care of the baby. So, but I think also once I came out of it, it taught me my own, my limits are much higher than what I thought it was. Like, if I survived that, I can definitely do a lot. So I would say it has had impacts in both ways.
I love it. I love it. There's when I was reaching out to Rhotimmi, I remember, I don't know why I had this feeling, but when I reached out to you, I asked you, are you okay having a person in the same industry as you? Remember me asking you that?
Yes,
How
you did.
And your answer, your feedback was such an eye-opener for me, because I felt I don't want to have Rhotimmi versus someone in the same. And there's something you told me about. Yeah,
I said there's no competition.
Exactly.
We're all,
how do you
moving.
feel about, because out here,
Yeah.
I understand, of course we say there's no competition, but there you can clearly see there's a bit, it's like there's a bit of it. No, I'm not saying in you.
Okay.
I'm saying as much as we are saying there is no, there are those who still feel like there's a bit of, we're in the same industry, so I'm pulling on my side. I don't want us to research, share together. What are your findings? You've said if someone wants to start fitness, come to me. I'll tell you, skip this, skip this, skip this.
Yeah.
But then how do you feel about those that still think that there's a bit of, I need to pull a lot on my side?
God is so good.
Yeah.
You know why? He has made everyone in a very unique way.
Yeah.
Which means the people I would attract is not the same person my other friend that was saying the same thing would attract.
True.
We can say the same thing, the same script, but would attract different people. Our characters, I could, I'm people know me for going really hard, right? But when it comes to my coaching, I'm really soft, right? Because I understand people more. Some other coach can have a hard approach to things, like push. And maybe that is what that client needs. Some people might not want my technique. They might prefer another person's technique. Someone might not be able to relate to me because maybe I don't have a kid and all. And they might be able to relate to Shiv because Shiv has a kid and he has a family. So they feel like, oh, this person can understand me even better. You understand what I mean? So, and I understand that with the whole industry, when you look at yourself as a vessel that is being used, all those things goes away because you want more people on that journey to impact more lives. There are 50 million people in this country, over 1 billion people in Africa, and you're fighting for 2 clients, 5 clients. It's just being closed-minded, because I always say a candle cannot lit up the room the way 50 candles will. And if a candle lights up the room right now, 50 candles can lit up the room and other people could see it from way farther away. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, if there is more togetherness in the fitness industry, in any industry, there is opportunity. There's endless opportunities of impact, of revenue, of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm really always pushing for that. How can we all come together with our individual skills to be able to make bigger impact? One tree cannot make the forest. So when you ask me, I'm like, nah, there's no competition. Call other people here. Let's speak on this because if I'm speaking about it alone, it's just one voice.
Yeah.
But if we can be a lot more, then maybe a lot more lives can be impacted along the way.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
so
true.
I don't see it as a competition on my part.
I like
Again,
that.
though, when we're looking at the industry, because my industry is not like, for her it's like facial, but how different is the service? At least there's something that is different from yours and another person. So I also like to be different in my approach to fitness. Mine is, I want to create a super easy way for people to get into movement. I don't want them to think about it as an exercise. I always say movement because when I tell you exercise, psychologically, it is stressful. So I've found easier ways to make people understand, like, it's just movement.
Yeah.
15 minutes movement. I can do that, right? So again, in my approach to things, I've tried to modernize it and find a unique selling point, different from all other people. So as much as I see that there is no competition, I also systematically evade it in such a way that I don't find anyone doing the same thing that I'm doing.
How about you, Kanyi, in your industry?
I agree.
Both service and product.
I agree. I think everyone has the person they're going to appeal to, and that's why we have so many different types of brands of supermarkets, so many different brands of clothing. Like everyone has their customer, and I always say, like, what's for you can't be taken away.
That's true.
So my competitor can come and have the flashiest slice and the cheapest, even sell products for 1 shilling, but a customer that God destined for me is going to be for me. I think our industry is interesting, but I don't mind collaborating with competitors. I actually had a competitor help me with one of my big headaches earlier this year, and I didn't anticipate that, but I was like, this is the culture that we need to have. If you're stuck somewhere, let me help you, because honestly it helps if we all can grow together. Because if you're doing well and I'm doing well, we're all doing well, we can all pull each other up, as opposed to, okay, that's my competitor, I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to share anything with you, like, you stay over there. Yeah.
It doesn't even help.
Yeah.
Who is that one person? I'd love to know in 2025 who has motivated you like the most in matters business and how.
I'd say different people for different
Okay.
things.
Okay.
There's someone I follow online called Grace Beverly. She also has a podcast where she talks about business. It's called Working Hard Podcast. And she also has other businesses where she sells like fitness and stuff like that. So I think watching her journey has been interesting because she talks about everything. Like she talks about, recently she made a post about how she had to go through the motions of having just had a miscarriage, but having to open a new store. And what was that like, having to push through that at work and all the emotions of that. So seeing the imperfections of other founders and just showing up how they're showing up. I also really like Emma Greed. I feel like she's really tenacious and just like, goes for it. Whenever I am feeling like something is insurmountable, there's a podcast called Founders where he tells stories about founders. And he tells a story about the guy who started, it's a big company now, it's called the United Fruit Company. He started as tuamkono, how to explain, like a casual laborer, basically at the port, like back in the day, I think it's like 80s or something, like 1800s, and he used to help with offloading things off the ship. So what he realized, when people were importing fruit, because America, they're not able to grow certain tropical fruits, the really ripe bananas were not being bought by vendors, because watu wa soko would come and they would buy their fruits from there to go and sell. But the bananas that are almost ripe were not being bought. See, because now people are afraid they're going to go bad, overripe. So he realized if he can figure out a way to sell those bananas very quickly, he can make good money because they were being thrown away. So he's getting his product for free and he can sell. So that's how he started. And then eventually as he grew, he was able to now buy plantations in those tropical countries. And he talked about how the first time he went, I think it was Honduras, he had to hire a mule to take him to where he was going. And there was a place where he had to cross like a river. The first time he tried to push the mule to take him inside, it threw him off. I think the second time it kicked him or something. Like he had to get on and off it like 7 times before he was able to cross. And then now much later on, once the business was established and everything, he used to make his margins from limiting his tax implications because now he is exporting from one country to America. the country he was growing in signed, I think, a deal with the US, and now a certain bank, I think it was JP Morgan, was going to take over collecting customs. In that country, he was able to pay things under the table, and he's reducing his liability, and that's how he makes his profit. Now, with this company coming in, he would not be able to do that. So what he did is he funded a revolution to overthrow that government so that that deal does not go through. Now, that is a wild story. But every time I think of quitting, I'm like, if this person who had one brain, just like me, sat down and thought of this radical idea, like I would never sit down and think to do that. I would have quit. But if he sat down and he thought that, I'll figure something out. Maybe not that extreme, but there's nothing that will come across my lap that, like, there's a reason God gave this to me, and he didn't bring me this far to leave me also. So there's a solution somewhere, and I just need to sit and keep looking at it from all the different angles until I figure it out. Yeah, I'd say those are the ones. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. I love the story. I was like, so how are the bananas sold?
Yeah, so he succeeded, by the way.
I really wanted to know, how did he sell the bananas? How did he move them so fast? But yeah. How about Rhotimmi?
No, I've been thinking about it since you asked.
Someone who has motivated you?
Yeah.
Just say yourself then.
So I wouldn't necessarily say myself. I mean, the motivation hasn't come from like one person, like in terms of direct. But I speak to quite a number of people, like my boys and my friends. My boys like Georgie, like Victor, friends like Maureen, has been super inspiring, you know. There is a stumbling block, there is a bottleneck that we need to, that I'm really looking to navigate. Conversations with them are so enlightening, and it kind of help. But in the industry, since it's something that is not so known, I wish there were like mentors that I could just reach out to. But we're trailblazing, you know.
Yeah, you're the
Literally,
pioneers.
yeah, so it's harder. It's just us talking about, you know, what could be the possible solution to this issue. And I'm really, really grateful for everyone that has been around me, even the community, my team, the coordinators in the movement community. Sometimes I just go there and say, you know, I'm thinking about this, but I'm not so sure, but what should we do? You know, and they all like come up with suggestions and things like that. So I believe everyone around me has been such an inspiration this year. I wouldn't take them for granted.
Are there shifts you've seen this year? Like shifts in trends, shifts in clients, especially in customers?
People are getting to take up fitness, not just for losing weight alone anymore. People are seeing the realization of, I need to do this for my health. I need to do this for strength. I need to do this for mobility, for flexibility. I don't want to depend on someone. I don't want to depend on a walking stick. You know, I want to build muscle to be independent for a long time. You know, people are starting to see the benefits of movement for more than just losing weight and gaining weight, which is beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. This year, guys have really embraced fitness, and they are consistent in a very huge way. So that's a major shift for sure.
Yeah.
In your business, Yvonne, is there any, especially from the customers, is there a shift?
I'd say now a major segment of our customers are more educated. Like they are taking time, and as much as we said we avoided the TikTok trends, well, there are those who are still buying from that, but now people are taking time to understand, how does this work for me? So they're coming to ask you, okay, so I read this and this and this, what do you think? But I think also people are more conscious to take care of their health from skin from a skin health perspective, and not everyone is just coming inside, just want my skin to glow. Like I think we're getting more and more clients of saying, I just want my skin to be healthy. How can I optimize on my skin health and just taking care of it also, so that even as I'm aging gracefully. Yeah.
And when you say these customers, it's both millennials, the older ones, like the ones older than millennials, the Gen Z, it's like everyone.
Yeah, I'd say it cuts across. There's that segment across all of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So as we end up the year, I feel like that's 1 year and that's 1 hour. Sorry. So as we close 2020 2025. There's I don't know whether I said this, but there's that one thing, and I love that you say fail faster.
Fast, yeah.
Like fail fast. I really love that. I'm going to carry that forward because that shows that just try and fail instead of having it in your head. But I'd love you guys to share one thing that you really want to keep this even in come 2026. Like, I'm not letting go of this thing. This is what has kept my business here. This is what has kept even me as a person. So I want to carry it with me come 2026. Yvonne, go first.
I wouldn't say I'm doing it fully now, but I want to do more of it. Is being more audacious and aiming for the moon. Audacity and setting big goals. You know, sometimes when you sit down and set a big goal, like, hey, that's too big. Let me dream a bit smaller. So I think pushing myself to dream bigger and actually now take the daily steps to actually get there. Yeah.
Okay. Rhotimmi?
Getting more comfortable with things that gets me uncomfortable. Yeah, I believe there are still some things that I want to do, but those things will make me really uncomfortable. So I need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. I am already, but I need to be more comfortable doing things that will make me uncomfortable.
Okay. I have so many things that I don't do because they make me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I'll try that one.
Yeah.
I have so many.
Running was one of those things.
Really?
Running was one of those things.
Yeah.
How does it make you uncomfortable?
As a bodybuilder, I started as a bodybuilder, you don't like doing cardio at all.
Yeah, because you'll shed. Or
It's the hardest thing.
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing, especially when you don't even have an idea on how to start. You know, as a bodybuilder, as a performance person, like you want to be at the peak, so you want to push to the limit. What works when you were doing like bodybuilding is not the same thing when you're running now. You have to run slow for longer for you to increase your aerobic pace. I didn't know all that. So when I started, I would always finish and go on Instagram and say, I hate this. I hate this. Who invented running? You know, it made me super uncomfortable. It revealed my weakness, and I stuck to it. You know, I said I would do it till I love it. You know, and look at it now. From me saying I hate it to having a whole community helping people move is inspiring. Yeah.
And now that you've said it, both of you have, you have such a huge following for your businesses online. Like, I just thought about it. How, because there are those who run and they're not online. Like, there are those clubs that run and then they don't have their businesses online. What would you say online has done to your business?
Oh my God.
I've just thought about that. You two are huge online, and we have guys who fear online. Businesses are not online because we have all this mindset of KRAs. See, KRA can see a new store. KRA can see you guys are bringing in a new stock. So you see.
Well, first of all, they can see your bank anyway. They're online or not.
They don't know about the business.
I always say being able to like show up on social media and market like that is like getting a billboard for free. You know that billboard when you're entering near University Way. Can you imagine getting that billboard for free? So I feel like social media is kind of like that, but even better because you can quantify who is engaging with your content, what are they liking, what do they want to know more. So it's kind of like a free, more accessible way for us to be able to tap and connect with our audiences, because back in the day, the only way to now talk to customers or show them things about you would be TV ads or radio or newspaper or this. But now Instagram, Facebook, all these platforms have come and made it a lot more accessible to us. And I think it just makes the potential to grow your business so much bigger, because then it can make your marketing budget like so tiny and you can do so much with it. Yeah.
I love that.
I think she said everything.
Good. The billboard. That's it. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. I feel like we've gotten so many nuggets we need to carry forward. We were supposed to be doing this every time you talk.
Really?
No, I'm thinking everything you are saying is either a mic drop or
clock it.
Yeah, clock it, because you were really spinning spitting those pointers. Yeah, but thank you so much for coming, and thank you for even sharing your knowledge with us. We'll cancel some things that maybe I won't do when I'm starting a business because Yvonne said or Rhotimmi said. So now I'm in a better position because I've had this and I've had this, Thank you so much for your time. And thank you even for coming to our show. And Merry Christmas.
Yes, too.
Merry Christmas. It is December, guys.
Happy
Next
New
week
Year.
you're about to eat your chicken and your chapati. Then we meet you in January.
Yes.
Then we will have time.
Yeah, you have to have time.
Because it's on the resolution.
We will have time in January. But thank you so much.
Thank
and
you so
thank you
much
so
for having
much,
us, too.
guys. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, this is
This is
proper.
good.
This
was
is proper.
good.
Yeah.
This was ilikuwa poa.
Yeah, kabisa.
Thank you guys for watching. Till next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.